No matter how much good you think you're doing or good you're actually doing, shaitan is always going to find a way to make you question yourself, to make you worry, to eventually slow down your progress until you completely stop. And if you're like me and you're constantly overthinking about your intention, your niyyah, then the question we're trying to answer here is this from the shaitan and from my nafs, or is it from my logical side trying to warn me about something wrong I'm doing? Now, behind this overthinking, there is a big truth we need to talk about, and that is every single thing can be a fitna. No matter, even if it was the greatest deed on earth, the most beloved deed to Allah, praying during its time in the masjid or at home if you're a woman, even that with the wrong intention can take you to hellfire. And I have a hadith which perfectly sums this idea up. The first of people against whom judgment will be pronounced on the day of resurrection will be a man who died a martyr. He will be brought and Allah will make known to him his favors and he will recognize them. The Almighty will say, "And what did you do about them?" He will say, "I fought for you until I died a martyr." Then Allah will reply, "You have lied. You did but fight that it might be said of you, he is courageous." Essentially, you did all of this so people can say, "Wow, look at this brave man, look at this courageous man who fought and, sacrificed himself for all of us." And the hadith keeps on going to give an example of two more people. Someone who was a teacher and used to teach Quran, and mashallah, he was a hafiz. But again, he did it for that vanity, for the compliments. And similarly, a man who had a lot of wealth and he claimed to have spent it for Allah's sake when it was the exact opposite. And I remember when I was listening to the khutbah in the Friday prayer where the Shaykh mentioned this hadith and he started to break down. And it really is heartbreaking, when someone has done something their whole life, something that could have so easily taken them into Jannah and benefited the people around them. But just because of the core intention and lack of ikhlas, it takes you to hellfire. So I applaud you for actually recognizing that this can definitely be an issue, unlike these three people who didn't see it as a problem. They thought they were doing something good. And maybe this hadith is going to make you overthink even more, but inshallah you have nothing to worry about, and we will attempt to fix this problem by the end of this video, inshallah. Now Allah says in Surah Al-Qiyamah, أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم بل الإنسان على نفسه بصيرة ولو ألقى معاذيره. Allah says that truly mankind or humans are great witnesses to themselves. That even though they start spewing out excuses and reasons for why they did so and so to Allah in the day of judgment, deep down they know exactly why they did everything they did, what exactly they did, and they knew the consequences of it. And even though this verse is in Surah Al-Qiyamah in the context of Yawm Al-Qiyamah, the day of judgment, the meaning of it can perfectly be applied to the dunya as well. If you are doing something for other than the sake of Allah, to get compliments, to show off, exactly like the three people I mentioned earlier, then it is almost impossible to lie to, no, actually it is impossible to lie to yourself deep down, no matter what you say on the outside. Because now it's not a problem of confusion. Am I doing this for myself or for Allah or for the compliments? No, it just becomes a source of guilt on the inside. And eventually, you stop feeling guilty and you just want to fulfill that craving of compliments, and essentially it's an emptiness inside of you because you're never going to fulfill it. Then on the other hand, you have something which you truly do for the sake of Allah, and it could be reading Quran alone in your house and no one sees you in the world, praying your sunnahs and no one sees you in the world, and you're just relaxed, you're completely content. Allah fills that emptiness inside of you and you don't need to find it elsewhere with anyone with anyone's compliments. Now, realistically, even if you want to do something for the sake of Allah, there's going to be these things which it's necessary to be shown to the public. And a very simple example I can give is owning a business. You want to reach financial stability, and your profits are going up, everything's amazing with your business, until suddenly everything slows down, your sales are way less than usual. You have to question, okay, there's a problem here. Why are my sales going down? How can I fix this? And shaitan is going to come to you and be like, oh, suddenly you care about the money and you're worrying because of the money. Well, you know what? Might as well stop the whole thing, because what you're doing is haram. You have a bad intention, don't you? You see, the point is, even if you're doing something for the sake of Allah, in this case, it is getting reward from whatever it is that you're doing. There's also going to be other benefits which realistically have to go along with them. And these benefits are just a part of, our human needs and wants in life. If you're overthinking, then you're seeing the world in black and white. It's not either, okay, I prioritize the money or I prioritize, Allah. You are primarily doing everything for Allah. But when you get money and you make an effort to fix problems and you get that money, that is also something which we as humans, we seek. Allah is Ar-Razzaq. He knows that we want rizq. He's not just saying, no, prayer is enough, dua is enough, Quran is enough, you don't need anything else. We have these other cravings and wants and needs as humans, obviously within the halal limit, which it's okay for us to actually strive for. And when you understand this business example, this analogy, you can also apply it to anything else. Even this channel, in which I can so easily be a two-faced individual, where I'm showing you one side and I am truly someone else behind the camera. If I'm getting a certain amount of views on average and then suddenly I see these views declining and crashing, I have to see what's up. Is it my thumbnails? Is it my choice of titles in the video? Am I saying something which is not really interesting to many people? This is something which you have to do. Imagine you were just content with everything. I'm doing it for the sake of Allah, but you don't actually put that effort to raise the standards of your business or your channel or your physique, then you're never going to improve. Recently I've been falling in love with the art of Quran recitation. Hearing other people beautify their voices when they are reciting the words of Allah. And whenever I go to the masjid and I'm a little late and I get the chance to be imam in the next prayer, then I always take it, because I now love becoming an imam so I can recite out loud and really have this intention of making the people behind me as well feel khushu' through beautifying my recitation. And the shaitan can so easily, and he has been telling me this, that you are doing so and so to get compliments from people. And just as I said, we are such good muftis to ourselves. You will deep down know if that's exactly why you're doing it. When you're praying and you're reciting and you're reading these words without thinking about what they mean, and you're just in your head, you have eyes at the back of your head thinking about what the people are thinking. Do they think my voice is beautiful? And there's zero khushu'. It's going to be so crystal clear deep down in your heart. And I can keep going on and on with the examples. Like someone who is working out and after a year or two, he achieves a physique which is very impressive to the average person. And within the halal, he enjoys and is happy about how he looks. And he is grateful for how he looks. And he is a stronger Muslim. Compare that to someone who, when he's working out, he starts thinking about all the girls he's going to impress, the girlfriend he wants to talk to. He goes to the girls section and starts walking like this, with the full lat spread and flexing all of your muscles. And you see what I mean? It's clear. You know exactly why you're doing it. Don't let shaitan slow you down. In a nutshell, when you do something for the sake of Allah, the two things which you need are the niyyah and the ikhlas behind that action. So remember to constantly reflect and intend to purify your intentions. Make dua to Allah to actually guide you to do what is right for the right reasons. And remember that over time your intentions can truly change based on the response you get from the environment, which you can eventually fall in love with. So in these moments, I recommend you to ask that golden question, that if I were to submit to my overthinking, would that be a win to the shaitan and a loss to myself? Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.